was a dinner in Tribeca, maybe 4 years ago now. A VC I know, she runs a seed fund focused on consumer brands, had invited 8 people to a private table at a restaurant I have been to dozens of times. There was a woman at that table I had never met before, a consultant, mid-40s. She wasn't the most senior person in the room. She wasn't the loudest. She didn't interrupt, and she never fought for the floor. But by the end of that dinner, every single person at that table had turned their chair slightly toward her. I noticed it the way you notice light changing in a room, gradually and then all at once. On the walk out, I said something to the VC. I said, "What is it about her?" And she said something I have been thinking about ever since. She said, "Women like that. Don't try to be interesting. They make you feel interesting, and you can't leave that." I wrote it down in the cab home. I've been trying to name what I watched that night for years. Today, I'm giving it to you. My name is Isabelle Vargas. I spent 15 years as a buyer and consultant inside American luxury, moving between boardrooms in New York and dining rooms in Paris, watching the wealthiest women in the world operate up close. I noticed patterns, habits, invisible signals, things no one was talking about publicly. I built Madre to change that. Every week, I bring you exactly what I observed. The unwritten rules, the quiet signals, the habits that separate women who command rooms from women who are simply in them. Let's get into today's. Here is the assumption most women make about magnetism, that it belongs to extroverts, that it is something you either have or you perform, that it lives in boldness, in the woman who commands the room with volume, with presence, with a kind of theatrical energy that announces her arrival. That is not what I watched at that dinner. Magnetism at its most undeniable is not a trait. It is a practice. It is a set of behaviors so specific, so consistent, and so quietly deliberate that they have been mistaken for personality for generations. The women who carry this quality didn't inherit it. They built it, one microsignal at a time. And today I'm going to show you exactly which 5 habits they built it from. Habit 1. They make eye contact at the moment most women look away. I have watched this in boardrooms, at dinner tables, at gallery openings, and at corporate events in 3 different countries. There is a specific moment in every conversation when most women break eye contact. It's the moment a thought forms, when someone reaches for a word, when they feel uncertain about what they're about to say. Most people look away at that moment. They look down or to the side. It reads as self-doubt. The women I watch who are magnetic do the opposite. They hold eye contact precisely at the moment of uncertainty, not in an aggressive way, in a settled way. The signal this sends is unmistakable. I am not afraid of what I'm about to say, and I am not afraid of you. Research from Cornell University on nonverbal dominance confirmed what I had been watching informally, that sustained, confident eye contact during moments of interpersonal tension or ambiguity is one of the strongest nonverbal signals of social confidence and perceived authority. The study found it shifts how a speaker is evaluated within the first 30 seconds. A corporate attorney in my network, she made partner at 39, told me she trained herself on this specifically. She said her mentor pointed it out to her at 40. You look away when you don't know something. Stop. That's when you look hardest. She said it changed the way partners responded to her in meetings within weeks. Quick reminder, before we continue, every item I reference in this video and everything I personally recommend for the woman who is building this kind of life is curated in my Amazon storefront. It is organized by category: grooming, home, wardrobe, lifestyle. Nothing is there because someone paid me to put it there. Everything is there because I would recommend it to a woman I care about. The link is in the description below. It is the first thing you will find. Go and explore it at your own pace. Now let us continue. Habit 2. They pause before they answer. This is so small that most women overlook it entirely, and it is one of the highest signal behaviors I have ever cataloged. When someone asks a question, even a simple one, the magnetic women I have observed do not answer immediately. There is a breath, a beat, sometimes 2, and then they speak. Most women rush to fill silence. They treat a pause as a failure, a sign that they don't know, that they're unprepared, that they're not quick enough. They answer before they finish thinking, and you can hear it in the quality of the answer. The pause signals something completely different, that this woman does not need to perform competence. She is comfortable enough with herself and with you to take the time she needs. A study from Princeton University on speech patterns and perceived expertise found that speakers who incorporated deliberate pauses before responding to questions were rated as significantly more credible, more authoritative, and more trustworthy than those who answered immediately. The pause itself communicates that the answer has been considered, not retrieved. I practice this. I have practiced it for years. The first time I did it consciously was in a meeting with the chairman of a board I was consulting for. He asked me a question I knew the answer to immediately. I made myself wait 3 seconds before I spoke. He later told someone in my network that I was the calmest person in the room. I was not the calmest person in the room. I was the most deliberate one. Habit 3. They remember one specific detail about you and bring it back. This is the habit that most closely explains what the VC said to me that night in Tribeca. That feeling of being made to feel interesting, of leaving a conversation feeling more seen than you expected. The women I watch who carry this quality have trained themselves to retain one specific, non-obvious detail about everyone they speak with, and to reference it later. Not a fact you could find on LinkedIn. Something personal. Something the other person mentioned once, briefly in passing. You mentioned last time that your daughter was applying to schools in Europe. How did that land? Didn't you say you were trying a new morning routine? I've been thinking about that. The signal this sends is that you were paying attention when you didn't have to be. That this person, their actual life, not their title, registered with you. Research from Harvard Business Review on interpersonal trust building found that the single most consistent behavior in people rated as highly trustworthy and socially intelligent was active recall, the ability to reference personal details from prior conversations. It was not charm. It was not warmth alone. It was memory, used deliberately. A woman in my network, she runs a private communications firm in Washington, D.C., told me she keeps a note for every person she meets regularly. 1 or 2 lines, something personal, they told her. She reviews it before she sees them again. She said, "People don't remember what you said to them. They remember how you made them feel. And nothing makes a person feel more seen than being remembered accurately." Habit 4, they resist the pull to fill the room. This one runs against everything most women have been told about presence. I spent 15 years in rooms where the dominant belief was, to be noticed, you must be heard. To command a room, you must fill it. You must speak more, move more, and signal more energy than the people around you. What I actually watched in women who were genuinely magnetic was the opposite behavior. They did not rush to fill silence. They did not add to a conversation unless they had something to add. They did not match the room's energy. They anchored it. And when they spoke, people stopped, because silence from that woman meant something was worth saying. A study from Yale School of Management on group dynamics and perceived leadership found that individuals who spoke less than the group average, but whose contributions were substantive and deliberate, were consistently rated as more authoritative and more influential than those who spoke most. The quality of contribution, not the quantity, was the dominant factor. I watched a woman at a VC roundtable in Lower Manhattan. She manages a fund worth more than $2 billion. Speak a total of 4 times in 90 minutes. Every person in the room quoted her on the way out. She told me afterward, "I only speak when I'm adding something, and I decided years ago that this was not a handicap." The women who are magnetic have made the same decision. Habit 5. They leave before the room notices they're leaving. This is the habit that surprised me most when I first named it. But once I named it, I saw it everywhere. The women I have observed who carry true social magnetism are precise about their exits. They do not linger after a natural close. They do not stay for one more round because the room might notice if they go. They do not use the exit as a performance, a slow drift toward the door with goodbye rounds that announce departure 3 times. They simply reach the end of what they have to give, and they go. Completely. Without apology, without drama. What this signals is an understanding of something most women never learn, that presence is finite, and protecting its quality is more important than extending its duration. Leaving while the room is still warm, while your contribution is still the last thing people remember, is a quiet form of control that most women do not know they have. Research from the University of Chicago on the psychology of memorable social encounters found that the most powerful factor in how a person is remembered after a social event is not how long they were present, but how the interaction ended. The final moment carries disproportionate weight, a phenomenon known as the peak end rule, documented extensively by behavioral economists, including the work of Daniel Kahneman. The women who leave cleanly with intention are engineering the last impression. A woman I know, a diplomat who has represented her country at international trade negotiations, told me, "I decide when I'm leaving before I arrive. Once I've done what I came to do, I'm gone, and I never explain why." She said it took her years to learn that the explanation was the mistake. Here's what all 5 of these habits share. They are not about taking more space. They are not about being louder, bolder, or more impressive. Every single one of them is an act of restraint, a deliberate choice to give less, say less, explain less, and reveal less than the room is expecting. Magnetism at its core is not the ability to draw attention. It is the ability to create a mild but persistent hunger in the people around you, to leave them with slightly more curiosity than comfort. The women who carry this quality have understood something the rest of the room has not. That the most powerful signal you can send is the signal of a woman who does not need this room. She is here. She is present. She is generous. And she could leave at any moment. And you know it. That is what the VC saw at that dinner table in Tribeca. That is what I've been watching for 15 years. Now I want you to do something specific. Choose 2 habits from this list, the 2 that feel most foreign to your current behavior, because those are the ones doing the most work. Practice them deliberately in your next 3 social interactions. Not perfectly, deliberately. Then come back and tell me, I practiced habit and habit. Tell me what shifted. Because something will shift, not just in how people see you, in how you carry yourself when no one is watching. If this video landed the way I intended, I need you to be here next week. Hit subscribe, not for me, for the woman you're in the process of becoming. She deserves the information. Until next time, to every woman watching, you are not here by accident. You are an undeniable. Act like it. Isabelle.